networking is not selling anything else but yourself. But networking is also not meeting people. We meet people all the time. There's a big difference between met and net. A big difference between meeting someone and doing what I call building a priceless business relationship.
The way that we communicate with customers goes a long way in showing them that we cherish them. And I'm not just talking about the words we say, but also how we say them. Have you ever called up a customer service department? And as soon as they said, "May I help you," you knew that they could not help you?
Everything we do, consciously or subconsciously, we do because we believe the perceived consequences of those actions are that we're going to feel a mixture of what I've labeled the 6 P's of progress. My goal is sincere. I want to deliver a solid first impression on Kevin, but I'm thinking about me. Do you realize you cannot get a referral without tapping into somebody else's network? You cannot get a referral without tapping into somebody else's network. Wouldn't it really stink to do the very best job of your life for somebody who doesn't know anybody? There's a pretty good business model right there. Do really good work for people who know people. Every successful sales professional has zest for their life and their work. They display outstanding organizational skills. They are passionate and interested networkers. And they have a keen sense of empathy. And he's talking, and in the back of my mind, I'm going, what was that guy's name? I'm going to call him Buddy. Have you ever met someone who would have delivered a better impression on you if you'd never met them? You have to be a success in your own mind. Do we want to be in relationships with successful people? Well, guess who they want to be in relationships with? Successful people. We cannot go into a networking moment looking for success. We have got to take success with us into that moment. Kevin. Kevin. That's 2 syllables. Kevin.
It is so important in a customer service situation that we remember that we are the company to that customer. I have a couple of questions about my AT&T bill. I call up their customer service department. I get Doug. Doug answers my questions. We make a couple of quick changes. Doug rocks, does a great job. I get off the phone with Doug. My wife comes in. She says, "Who were you talking to?" I don't say Doug. I say, "Why are you always in my business?" I don't say Doug. I say AT&T.
Dean, I know, I have trouble remembering names. I don't want to go into a networking thing where I don't people because I have trouble remembering names. And I say, what do you mean by that? You mean that you meet somebody one day and then you see them 3 weeks later and you can't remember their name? And they say, no, I mean, I walk up to somebody, they say their name, I say my name, and then, poof. Their name just disappears. And you know they just said their name. And in that situation, we really think that we actually have trouble remembering names, but I don't think that's true. I don't think we truly heard the name in the first place. See, my goal is sincere. I want to deliver a solid first impression. Let's say it's on Leanne. I want to deliver a solid first impression, but I'm thinking about me. I'm thinking about my eye contact and my handshake and all this stuff, and I'm not catching the most important word in this conversation. Not the most important word to Leanne. Leanne already knows her name. I'm the one who needs Leanne's name. And there's 2 things that happen here. And we talk a lot about the first one. If I don't have Leanne's name, then I don't get to use Leanne's name throughout the conversation, so I'm not building a good rapport with Leanne. But the second thing that happens, I think is equally, if not even more damaging, is that now I'm sitting here looking at Leanne, and in the back of my mind I'm going, what is her name? What was her name? Man, I'm stupid. What is wrong with me? Lelula. Oh, man. Yeah. Man, what is wrong? But see, you don't get to go someplace else to have this little conversation with yourself. You're still right here. Yeah, trying to be interested, trying to be playing. In the back of my mind, what is that girl's name? See, it'd be much easier if it was a guy, you know. If it was a guy, guys we know, we got the dude. Hey, man, dude. Yeah. And there's all sorts of things. We know all the little tricks we're supposed to do, you know. If we don't catch somebody's name, we know them. You're supposed to ask for their card. Look at, oh, hi, Leanne. Yes, good. Hi, yes. Or we can introduce them to somebody else. Hey, yeah, hold on a second. Come and meet this person. Yes. Y'all introduce yourselves. Say hi. Good people. Y'all good people. But we had the chance. You knew this. I knew she was going to say her name. It's not like she snuck it in on me. It's not. What'd you just do? Did you just say your name? I was not ready for you to say your name. You need to give me some kind of sign or something. But so we know it goes right with the handshake, right? I mean, we know when you get together close to somebody, they're gonna. What are you doing? You know, it's automatic, right? I'm going to shake that hand. You put it out there, I'm going to shake it. Right? It's the same thing. They throw that name out there, and we know how important the name is. I'm not trying to sell anybody on trying to tell you how important the name is. Everybody knows how important the name is. The problem is we remember just as soon as it bounces off our chest and plops on the floor. And you're looking at it going, I was supposed to have that right there. Throw it again. Throw it again. Come on. Get me in, coach. That's the reason I put together what I call the name game. It's a 4-step process. Here are the 4 steps. The first step is to prepare to catch the name. Prepare to catch the name. We need to be up there going, okay, no surprise, name's coming. What's the name? Prepare to catch the name. The second step is to repeat the name back to that person in the first sentence you say back to them. Leanne, nice to meet you, blah, 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 whatever I'm going to say. All right? The third step is to repeat the name naturally throughout the conversation. Leanne. Leanne, Leanne, Leanne. Leanne. That's 2 syllables, isn't it? Leanne. I'm just Dean. That's just one. Leanne. Leanne. They're not going to do that. And the 4th step is to repeat the name when parting. Repeat the name when parting. But I'm much more interested. It's not just about that rapport builder. It's also that you can come in with as much personal curb appeal, with as much aura of inevitability that you're going to help people out, that you're in a great mood and everything, that everything's rocking your way. And then all of a sudden somebody tosses the name and pops on the floor and now you're all scared. We've all been there. All of a sudden our curb appeal has diminished. Now we're thinking, what is wrong with my noggin? I'm using less than 6% of this thing. But the goal here is I want to deliver a solid first impression. I want to learn as much as I can so I can take that D and flow it into the E. And that is earn trust. It's not about meeting someone. Or have you ever been told, somebody said, oh, you can trust me? Have you ever heard that one? You can trust me? Does that make you trust them? No. Right, yeah, I don't know why girls laugh at that more than the guys. Well, we don't have time. She said, I can tell you why. I can sum up this whole thing. Went through the code, the C, the O, the D, and the E, create personal curb appeal, open face-to-face relationships, deliver solid first impressions, and earn trust. But I can sum it up in 2 words. And I'm sure you're like, well, why didn't you start with that? Be progress. Be progress. Be progress. Thank you. The way that we communicate with customers goes a long way in showing them that we cherish them. And I'm not just talking about the words we say, but also how we say them. Have you ever called up a customer service department? And as soon as they said, may I help you, you knew that they could not help you? There are 3 powerful truths about customers. 3 truths that if we truly ingrain them in our outlook, we will continually make choices that show that we cherish customers. The first truth is that customers are revenue. I know you're saying, yeah, Dino, got that one. But what I'm talking about here is the lifelong revenue potential of that customer. Once we change our perspective from the one-time sale to the lifelong value of a customer, we're much more likely to continue to choose to give that great service that we know how to give. The second truth about customers is that customers are referrals. Referrals are the ultimate way, the most cost-effective way to build business.
A contact introduced to us by a referral automatically operates at a higher level of trust and has a stronger sense of loyalty. If we want to continue to grow our businesses, we need to continue to make this our mantra. Progress in service leads to progress in sales. Now, the third truth about customers is that customers are reality. Whatever the customer believes about our business, whatever they feel about our business, is our business's reality. We can have whatever tagline we want. We can put whatever we want in our 4-color brochure. But whatever the customer believes and feels takes away from working with us is our business's true reality. And if enough individual customers all have the same reality about our business, that creates our brand. The D in the MEND model stands for deliver hugs. And hugs are heartfelt, unexpected gestures. Now, this is something you do over the top. After you've already handled that particular situation that the customer is having some challenges with. This is something you do over the top. Something that brings them into the fold and really shows them that they're cherished. Let me give you an example of a hug. About 2 years ago, my family, we were moving into a new house, and we hired a moving company. And on moving day, my wife and I were in the back bedroom packing one of the boxes, and we hear this crash. And before we can even get up to check it out, the man in charge comes walking right in and tells us that one of their guys has broken one of our 2 matching living room lamps that we thought were pretty, unique and kind of snazzy. He quickly lets us know that they always reimburse for any damages and asks me how much the lamp cost. And so I tell him that lamp was $7,000. I'm just kidding. It wasn't $7,000. I told him that. Oh yeah, I made me some money. Now, so we agreed on the right price, and he told us that he would, get us a check cut. Cool. So they finish packing the boxes, and they head towards the new house. My wife and I, instead of going straight to the new house, we stop off and have lunch. When we get there, the man in charge walks right up to us and hands us a check for the agreed upon amount. But that's not the hug. 2 days later, he calls me up, congratulates me on the house, asks me how the unpacking is going, and then lets me know that he found a place in town that had that lamp in stock at around the same price we agreed upon. And that he found it online for less than the amount we agreed upon. Now that's a hug. You don't think that I have referred business to that moving company? I am encouraging my friends to move just to work with those guys. So to recap, the MEND model for mending customer relationships. The M stands for massage the relationship with solid communication. The E stands for empathize with the customer. The N stands for never attack. And again, that means lose the battle to win the war. The battle is this little situation, this challenge. The war is the lifelong value of that customer. And D, deliver hugs. Heartfelt, unexpected gestures. Okay.